What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Sal. You are watching Fully Charged here on Team Fortress TV. It's not Sal TV. I've heard a lot of people claiming that we haven't been doing this for a while, and we actually have, but they've been looking for it on my twitch.tv/fatmop. But that's not right. Don't go there anymore. You come here.
Ever. Nothing, no point in going to Sal TV ever again. Now that
That's a stupid channel. Get rid of it. So,
hello? What do you want?
Oh, that's what
your
that
brain
is.
died?
That's an advertisement thing.
we need to reset Sal here.
Hang
Hold
on.
Just...
No. It's good. It's all good. I just had to turn off. I actually had Team Fortress TV open in my internet browser, so I was hearing the advertisement go on, and I was like, oh, cool. Okay, well. No, so I thought one of you was like mic spamming or something. Anyway, of course, cbear is here with me, as always. He is the co-host and partner in crime and just general, good-looking guy. And then we've got a couple of guests today to just talk general TF2 and streaming and casting and anything else we can think of. It's going to be Mr. Slin and DJC. What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Hi.
Ladies?
There could be ladies here.
You're a pro gamer that I didn't know about?
I've never seen
Reef?
DJC, so...
What's
up, Reef? Hey!
What's up, Reef? Hey! How you doing? Message me on Steam, girl.
This is probably the best episode yet, Sal.
I know.
Yeah, definitely.
That was the best intro ever. It reminded me of when I introduce people in casts, and I'm like, bad joke for 12 minutes. And then
You're saying I make bad jokes.
You made a couple really good ones before we went live. I wish that we could have like a pre-live stream.
I had these guys in stitches, is what I had.
Okay? Oh my God, Sal's a regular comedian. He was making cowbell jokes and being very white. He was being
can't go wrong with those. So we were supposed to talk TF2, but I mean, frankly, we were kind of hoping we would have like Infinite and the Highlander guys on this week, and we didn't. So instead, when cbear told me that and I got home, I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and drink and we'll do whatever. So that's pretty much what we're doing today. That's it. That's all we got.
Why is there an empty beer bottle right there?
Yo, you want me to drink? Shit, I'll get on this drink and it's fun.
Yeah. That's our stream today. We are in fact promoting.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
You have just a comical amount of bottles right next to your like a bar.
He's got his mini fridge right there.
My bar is right here. Yeah, it's on top of my subwoofer. I'm white trash.
It sounded really weird. Like 57 separate bottles just were clanked against each other.
A lot of those were full bottles, cbear.
Yeah, well, not after tonight.
They were full bottles. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
All right. Well, okay. So why don't we find a starting point to stop this silly stuff? I feel like this is our post-game interview from yesterday, Sal, where it was just nonsense. Everyone's going crazy, and I'm getting mad. We have
cbear gone. Perfect. This is
had a
Fully
game
Charged.
yesterday that was. Am I back? Hello?
There you go. You're back.
Yeah, you're good.
What happened? I lag out? Hello?
You did.
Okay. We had a game yesterday that was really odd, Sal. Did you guys see it? Slin, Sal? Did you guys hear about it?
Yep. It was...
I heard the rocket jumper came into play and actually worked.
Yeah.
It was
I saw
that,
that, in fact.
DJC and I casted it. Slin, you were supposed to do the camera, but you were sleeping, I guess? Sick?
yeah, I've had a fever, and I got my blanket here, because...
Oh. Yeah, it was odd. Like, AG ran full-time crits. They had the rocket jumper back cap. I guess it wasn't full-time crits. They did go quick fix.
Yeah, that's true.
Comically twice.
Right.
And it didn't work at all, did it?
No, the quick fix didn't. The crits did. They were 2-2 with them for a while, but then after kind of Chess Club figured out what was going on, they just won. But it was really odd. The rocket jumper back cab, I don't think that's going to be like a new wrinkle in the meta, because Chess Club, like, I watched it. I didn't see it when I was casting, but DJC was doing the camera work, and he saw it, actually caught it on the camera, and it was just kind of Chess Club being bad. I don't think that would work. Like,
it was awful.
It was really bad.
Well, yeah, because he's hopping above people's heads, right? I saw DJC's camera work there, and he's, so if somebody just stood on the point, there would have been no problem, right?
Right. He jumped in, and then he, like, on the point where there were stickies, and then he rocket jumped straight up, Alpha Det, and they all thought that he died. And then so the medic, KBK, who was on the point, was just like, oh, okay, I'm going to walk off the point now. And then he landed and won the game. And I was looking out at the spire, and then that happened. I was like, what? But what? And then everyone's like, rocket jumper OP.
It looked like Rando even forgot he was using the rocket jumper because he shot a rocket directly into KDK's back. Like, yeah, get off my point, asshole. And then it just did nothing. He was like, oh yeah, I'm using this.
I mean, frankly, that could have just been like a gunboat's regular rocket launcher play, and it would have been the same thing, right?
I don't know. Maybe he landed with like 2 health.
Would have been his trolley.
The shotgun was integral.
Yeah. Question for you guys that know more than I do about TF2, because I don't know anything. If you shoot somebody with a rocket jumper rocket, I know it doesn't hurt them, but does it bounce them at all?
Does nothing at all.
Okay. I thought maybe that was
I was watching the match from the comfort of my bed on my phone, and actually surprised how many mids AG won.
Yeah, they won like every
despite throwing it, you know? Like, they won a decent number of mids there.
Like in the first half, the only mid they lost, I think, was the one where they quick fix jumped directly into a sticky trap by Alpha. I watched it back. Alpha didn't sticky the train. He stuck above the like closet door, and Drogo actually surfed directly into it. It was fantastic.
That was really good. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, people are saying like, oh, the meta's changing this game, but it turns out we had him in for the post game, which was just absolute disaster. So it was so good.
You had the losing team in?
We had
AG?
both teams in because we were like, everyone wanted to talk to AG because they just got done like putting on this crazy show with all these unlocks and crap, and they're like, get them in too. And I'm a man of the people, Sal, so I brought them in too. Actually, I brought Giggly Guy and then Rando in, and it was they were actually fine. Then we had a fake visitor, who was, you know, hey, I guess I probably should have figured that out a little earlier. DJC tells me. Maybe.
Yeah, Visitor has a very
Visitor was very
accent.
distinct sounding. Yeah, I don't know. Hey.
Yeah, that voice you do to make fun of Mr. Slin, that's Visitor's voice, and then the Visitor, quote-unquote, last night sounded like a back alley drug dealer behind a kindergarten.
So you're a bad guy.
Sounds like a guy who's visited too many lands.
cbear?
Such a... I'm not the only racist. I spelled that wrong.
Let me fill you guys in on what happened, because this is like hilarious, and I don't know if Sal has actually shown it yet. But before this went live, he talked to the graphics. Yeah, he would talk to the graphics guy, Memphis Vaughn, like, "Hey, you want to be racist? You want to
exactly how I said
you want to change it up and like put Mr. Srin instead of Mr. Slin because we'll be really racist and it'll be funny." And Memphis Vaughn was like, "Hell yeah."
Yeah. Don't have to ask me twice to be racist. Wee ha ha. No, yeah. Not only was it Mr. Shrin, but he wants MISSASRIIIIN.
Hey, I was just trying to type it like you pronounce it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh god.
Anyway,
but no, they did something so stupid though, Sal.
Okay, yeah,
they were talking about how they were throwing the match, and I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do because ESEA they don't like to even joke around about throwing matches. Even I do think they were kidding. I thought they were trying, but I hope that they don't get in trouble.
If I see a rocket jumper in a match, it's gonna be a throw, right?
Boink did tell me afterwards. Boink was like adamant that they didn't throw the match. He was like, "I'll upload the mumble comps for you. You can see how hard we were trying." I'm like, "Yeah, do that. Definitely, I'll listen."
But we didn't care. It's just that when they said it 10 times, we're like, "Ooh, I hope Kalkin and Killing aren't feeling sussy."
Sussy.
Sussy. Yeah.
Sussy.
But like, if you're in a league that's admitted pretty intensely, don't say I threw this match because you might get banned.
I mean, unless you want to get banned, then that's a great way to do it. There's probably better ways. There are better ways to get banned.
Maybe just don't throw matches, Tyrone. Little 7-season-old callback there.
The
is that for dynamic?
It's funny. There was the thread that's on teamfortress.tv right now with the old complexity team frag video that was like never finished or something, and I watched it while I was at work today for like a little bit of it, and I saw some of my old teammates die in it, and some of the people I played against. It's like, man, this was so long ago. Like, holy crap, they're playing like Cold Front. It was awesome. But I forgot how good that team was, by the way. Solid Snake with the charge and targe.
They still murdered everyone for like 2 seasons before we stopped caring.
I was wondering while watching it, what would happen if that team, as constituted now, they have Relic and Enigma. I think they're the only 2 active players from that team because Jaeger's not playing. Solid Snake is just, he's still the best if he wanted to play. So, and then Carnage.
Who's the medic for that?
Oh, Pure. Well, Brad plays.
Yeah.
With that team, if they tried, like if they were in form, would they be good now? Would they still? They wouldn't be the best. Like they wouldn't beat BP, I don't think. But
Solid Snake hit these nasty, nasty pipes, and on bad lands, he would always find a way with the charging charge to just go underneath, right on the rollout, and come out swinging that freaking sword right at the medic, taking him out right away on start of mids. He's insane.
So, Slin, you think that they would be good still? Gold?
Oh, yeah. They'd be good. They'd be good for sure. They might even be able to make LAN.
Well, I think they'd make LAN. I think they would be like... It's hard to say because you take some pieces off of teams that exist now. But...
So who is going to make LAN now? We've got BP.
It's all decided tonight on ESEA TV.
That's right. So what are you guys' predictions though for 3 and 4?
Us 4 are going to make a team.
Let someone else go first.
And Mr. Slin's 2 roommates are going to fill out our roster.
Oh, okay. I was going to make like
sure.
a looking for 2 pyros post and see who joined, but whatever.
We get lame effects and wreath, and then we're going to LAN. Well, Fully Torqued should make it. It kind of sucks how weird the schedule ended up being for Zensity DJC because they have to play like.
Yeah, they have a match against Mix Up, Fully Torqued, and BP left in their last 4. Chess Club just came fresh off of 2 forfeit wins against Don't Trip. Like, I was talking to Lame Effects about this earlier. The dude who does like everything for our promotion and stuff. Basically, if Fully Torqued lose both matches tonight, they can finish 8 and 8, and that means that Zensity and Chess Club can both get in. But otherwise, it looks like it's going to be Fully Torqued and Chess Club. Like Zensity need some pretty big miracles to come.
They need people to throw for them.
Hey. Well, BP probably won't, though. Here's the thing, because BP wants that undefeated season.
You cannot, under any circumstances, tell Banny not to try 100% and his team to try 100%. Ooh, I almost knocked my water over. 100%. So it's like, there's no way they won't try 100% and kill everybody.
I checked this now. Chess Club have Vector Gaming. They have tonight's match against Fully Torqued and Vector Gaming. They're 8 and 6. So, expectedly, they're going to beat Vector and be 9 wins at least. And Zensity I know that one match is BP, one match is Mix-Up, and the other one's Vector. And to get 9 wins, they need to win all 3 of those and still hold the tiebreaker over Chess Club somehow. So it's tough for them.
Impossible, I would say, but I guess.
And any team that makes a 500 record, any team makes a 500 record is guaranteed to basically make LAN. I looked past a couple seasons, go back and look at the records. It's either like a landslide or like a couple teams that are close to like 500 records, but the team with the 500 or over always makes it. So they're basically guaranteed a spot.
Okay, so who would you? I mean, I don't know if do they play? Do Zensity and Chess Club play again? No, right? They're done.
They're done.
The matches are Chess Club. Whoa.
Because Zensity beat them in the epic 5-4 game of Metalworks.
Yeah. That was the last time they'll play each other.
Who would you pick as a better team at this point, after all the roster changes and all the crap? Like, if you had to pick the 2 of them at a LAN environment, would win?
I think I would probably... I don't know. It's, like, really close. I think I would have to take Chess Club. Like, Zensity has some internal problems going on. They always have. Like, there's some weird personality clashes in the team, apparently. Like,
they have Smacka.
Yeah, Smacka is a walking set of 6 personality problems. Smacka's the best. But apparently, like, there's disagreements between their pocket and their medic, and, like, Blinky gets really mad about, like, all things, and, like, Melee gets mad at Blinky, and Smacka gets mad at everybody. Like, I'm doing so much damage, and you pieces of garbage can't even do anything to support me, and, like, it's all just
that's the phrase he uses.
Probably a little harsher and have more racial slurs in it. But no, I don't know.
I put my money on Chess Club because they got Clockwork, and he's literally
I'm pretty sure he's just filling in. Like Boomer, he played for Boomer last night, and Scout did like a lot, but he.
So he wouldn't go to LAN then.
I seriously doubt it. Who would he?
Apparently, Visitor can't go to LAN. And
I think that's a lie, didn't they?
I don't know if that's a troll. Like they didn't say anything about Visitor last night. And Visitor wasn't there to give his side of the story. I could ask HRG Rick if Visitor can go to LAN, but I don't know if he's going to give it. He might show up to LAN pretending to be Visitor again. That'd be pretty fun.
So now let's say it's LAN time, and you've got BP there, and you've got Fully Torqued and Classic Mix-Up, those 3. And then your 4th is either Chess Club or Zensity or whoever. Are they actually going to get anything other than steamrolled at LAN?
Well, the only time that we've ever had a team in 4th place do anything at all was 2 LANs ago. The last time Tyrone and company won, right? That was when Mahali's Flow lost the first round to Mix-Up, who were the 4th seed.
Right.
And that, whatever. Other than that, historically, the 4 seeds always gotten destroyed varying degrees. I think Area 51 with Memphis Vaughn took a side of G-Pit, and that was like the second closest it's ever been. I don't think anyone's going to beat BP, but come to LAN, they have a lot of question marks about, like, will Shrugger be bad again? Will Lansky be as good as he's been online and all that stuff? I don't know. But if they bring Clockwork to LAN, and that chess club team on paper is going to be really good, I don't know. It would be pretty close, I would think, but I don't see BP losing.
Even if they brought Clockwork, I think they'd still take 4th. I mean... Yeah. It's really tough, and Fully Torqued is going to be good on LAN. You got some experienced players there, so but also some question marks as well.
What I heard that they're putting Siegel on Roamer now and cbear in his pocket just because Siegel doesn't like it. Well, that's a huge downgrade for that team. Siegel was literally lugging them around with the damage.
Yeah, cbear's a good pocket, but like that's a big move. Like. Yeah, he'll be good on Roamer, but I don't know how impactful he can be on Roamer. But like, in terms of the 4th place thing, here's Chess Club's results against Mix-Up, BP, and FT this season: 0-4 loss. Yep, 0-4 loss. 5-1 loss. 5-0 loss. 5-1 loss, and 1 match yet to be played. And Zensity, surprisingly, not too much different: 5-2 loss, 5-2 loss. 5-1 loss.
They had 1 win against Fully Torqued, right?
Yeah.
And that was when Fully Torqued was having a
that was the original. Yeah.
Oh, that was the first week of the ESEA cast.
That was when they had Lang on Pocket and Shambad on Medic and their old roster.
TF2 World to the core.
Very different team. Hey, no, I tell you what, shook the TF2 World was that Vector game.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Fully Torqued, they got some players that haven't been to LAN before either. Sean Budd, Brian. And, the first time to LAN can be difficult. We've seen players in the past really struggle when they get to LAN the first time. It's a different environment than what you're used to. And who knows, maybe if Chess Club has a good roster going, they could.
I could see that game being Fully Torqued and Chess Club in the lower bracket round being really, really good.
Yeah. I just got an update from Lame Effects giving me some numbers. Fully Torqued have 35 rounds 4 and Zensity have 32. Apparently in ESEA's system, rounds 4 is the tiebreaker.
Yep.
So if Fully Torqued lose both or all of their remaining games, they're 8-8. Zensity need to win, blah blah blah. And if they're tied, it basically needs to come down to FT needs to lose their games by a bigger margin than 3 for Zensity to make it. So Zensity need a lot of luck. They needed to win last week against BP to make it pretty much, and they didn't.
Right. Pretty much.
So Sean Budd's actually in our stream chat right now, and I'm wondering if he thinks it's going to be a totally different environment at LAN. Is he going to go be sitting down? Is sitting down next to a couple of nerds playing TF2 that much more nerve-wracking than sitting in your basement playing?
I've actually heard
nerds?
It's not the TF2 nerds that are doing it, but the CS nerds. I heard they're always yelling and trash talking.
Well, that's true. They do
and playing next to them
lot.
is completely
getting into knife fights with each other, sharpening various things to stab each other in the kidneys with.
All of the CS players at LAN just look over at TF2 and are like, damn, why the hell is Hardblue playing that game? He should be over here with us. Because that's all he does. You remember the videos of him getting across the table to scream at Mackie? And,
okay. I didn't get it for a second.
One of the things, though, that I was talking to one of the players, and I don't know if anyone else is doing this, but when I get distracted at home, I have a lot of roommates. I use earbuds, and then I put my headphones over that and play white noise in them, and that actually cuts out a ton of sound. So I don't know if they tried that, but I've seen StarCraft players do that at LANs, and I don't know, maybe they should consider doing that as well.
Yeah, it'll be funny because DJC, we might be there casting. I don't know.
Maybe.
You still don't know? Because if you still don't know, it's not a good sign. Let me tell you from experience.
They haven't even announced a LAN date yet, so there's not much for us to know.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, can you guys make any possible date between March 1st and April 30th? Because that's when the LAN's going to be. Get ready.
I think we'll go. I think no reason other than they said it preseason. I think they'll have us go. Which means we'll sit there and get to see firsthand the Counter-Strike kids. I'm gonna tranquilize one and a zoo.
You could do that.
Sounds
and then every time somebody tries to feed him or taps in the glass to his cage or something like that, he'll start shouting. He'll shout exactly what you would expect.
Yeah.
It's basically when you play Xbox with 12-year-olds, it's like these are the 12-year-olds that just stuck with it.
Or they're really good.
I remember when I played Xbox when I was 12, we were at my friend's house, and I would just teabag anyone I killed instantly for a solid 5 minutes while screaming at them.
Yeah, that's Counter-Strike.
Tell your roommate I said hi.
It's a roommate sided. Oh, I love Slin's roommates are great. This is the one that doesn't have his shirt off yet, so he must have just gotten home from class. You'll see him step out of the frame and then come back in and like Vaseline on his muscles, just like. So how many guys do you live with, Slin? I gotta know because I've watched your stream. And she's like,
how many muscly, well-oiled men do you live with?
3 other guys, and we've known each other since freshman year, so we're seniors now, and yeah, it's awesome living with these guys. I've known this guy, Mike, since he lived right across the hall from me freshman year, so
cool.
And then the other 2 guys really chill.
Well, I think the entire TF2 community wants to say hi to Mike, so just let him know.
Oh yeah, everyone's saying hi. So.
225 people want to say hi to Mike.
Mike he's the too cool wave. He's just like.
He's like, oh, whatever.
I'm getting water, all right?
This nerd playing video games and shit.
I saw an animated GIF of you from your stream, Slin, where you were mimicking a blowjob, and I want to know what the hell the source of that was, because I can't come up with many scenarios.
I deny everything. Never
I'm
had
gonna post it in chat. Let me go find this.
Kid, you know.
Yeah, I got that linked after our crazy cast, and you're like, look, what's Slin doing here? And sent it to me, and I was like, it's Slin going like, oh. I was like, well, that's Slin doing the blowjob thing.
It wasn't me. I swear, I've lived with a bunch
of Mike. Mike sat in there.
I'm pretty sure you were wearing the same shirt in the GIF that you're wearing now too, which makes it really awkward.
It's a nice sweater.
Really? Oh,
it's a cute little sweater.
Yeah, I'm cold. So.
Did he steal your sweater and go in there, sit in your chair, turn on your stream, pretend to be sucking a dick?
I don't have any backstory for that one because it never happened, so I really don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, we'll stop dealing in hypotheticals then for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have that much left to talk. I mean, there's always stuff we can go into, you know.
Well, okay, let me just one thing real fast. Sean Bud, I've been pitching this charity thing, which is called Dominations for Donations.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm glad you do.
It's cheesy.
It's not cheesy. It definitely is very evocative in terms of the imagery that it conjures in my mind.
I picture like Wreath tying down someone and ball gagging them with like a suit of leather and whips and weird crap.
Yeah, I wasn't going to make that explicit, but there you go. He went there.
My mind is weird. But there's a thread that I'm going to post in chat right now if you guys want to. I believe they are still looking for gift wrap, so they can gift wrap their whips and stuff.
Now, yeah, Sean Bud did get a lot of signed items from me. He just traded me like six strange items, and he was like, "Here, sign these." I was like, "Yeah, but don't people want Sean Bud signed stuff?" And he goes, "No, you're way more popular." I was like, "Bullshit."
I've had so many people be like, "Dude, give me a signed bottle. I really want one." I'm like, "Well, go win it in the charity thing."
Yeah.
Signed, dude. What I should have done was give him like 6 signed frying pans. I keep thinking like maybe I should have just gotten like a community frying pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For anyone who didn't notice, I linked the animated GIF of not Mr. Slin sucking dick in chat, so. You can scroll up to find that. I'll relink it for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, that's him doing
it. Yeah. I don't think that's real. That's got to be Photoshop.
Photoshop.
They can do so many things with Photoshop nowadays. I've been learning, man.
He's eating an invisible carrot.
It's not as bad as that picture of all of, what was it, LG or whatever at LAN where they're eating sandwiches or something. They're at lunch and someone photoshopped a bunch of fun stuff.
A bunch of black penises.
Yeah, basically.
I'm surprised you didn't use it as your Skype avatar today, DJC.
You wouldn't let me use the Skype avatar I wanted.
You know it's a free country, DJC. You're allowed to use whatever you want.
When are we going to see DJC? I want to see a picture.
You're going to see me at LAN, bro.
Oh,
I'm going to change my picture right now just because Sal gave me permission.
I didn't give you permission. I just said that you could technically. There's still consequences for doing these things.
America has given me permission.
DJC is going to show up with like a Richard Nixon mask on and cast over because he's so paranoid about people seeing what he looks like. Just be like, "What an air shot!" That's my buddy right here. Are we going to dress to match, by the way? Because I got my Twitch shirt in the mail, by the way. Twitch John sent me a shirt and like I don't know where that thing is, but some weird inflatable stick.
I don't think he sent me one of the. Oh, what do you call them?
I don't know what the stick is for.
You should have 2 of them.
Sticks.
Thunder sticks, yeah.
But I just got one, so I was wondering.
You beat it against your face. Just like beat it against your face constantly, like I love
Mr. Slin, that's what you do.
I was hitting it on my hand and like this is fun, but then I was thinking like I could use a sort of a flotation device in our hotel pool, just like a little inflatable stick, just like put it here like in there and. I don't know. But so I got the shirt. Are we gonna wear like suit jacket with the Twitch shirt underneath? I think that would look pretty sweet.
I don't own a Twitch shirt, so I don't think I can abide by that.
He never sent me a Twitch shirt. I was like, dude, I want a Twitch shirt, John. He was like, oh, yeah, whatever. Get out. You're not important. Oh.
He sends it to people he likes, I think. So I don't know.
Lang offered me his Twitch shirt.
Lang, yes. Lang's is nicer. Lang's got like the black one. Mine looks weird. I actually wore it to the speech tournament on Saturday, and I had like a little nerd, like a little kid with braces came up to me. He's like, "Are you wearing a Twitch TV shirt?" And I was like, "No."
Yep.
No.
What do you watch on Twitch, little buddy? Pokemon? Oh,
definitely not TF2. I'm good there. Just League of Legends. I like watching the odd one, Jungle.
I like to watch League of Legends and call people racist things in the chat room.
The person came up to me was not Mike Tyson.
That's every League of Legends chat is just the most racist vitriol you'll ever. Sal and cbear probably go in there and alt guy. It's bad, man.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you mean? Is it bad?
I don't know.
Is racism bad? I don't know.
No, I meant like, is it your average League of Legends chat room worse than TF2 because it's so racist?
Yeah. Oh. Well, it's like the more people you have in any random chat room, League of Legends, of course, is like the biggest, right? So you're going to have, thousands and thousands of people saying basically anonymous things. So the only thing they do is just like, wouldn't it be really funny if I typed the N-word in chat? I did it. See, I did it. And that's it. That's all you get.
I was hopping around random Twitch streams the other night. We're just talking about whatever BS I figured into this, and we were looking at random streams, and I hopped on some girl's Terra Online stream, and she was doing PvP. And within 30, we were just like, oh, this is something like cute 20-year-old college girl. Within 20 seconds, she's like dropping N-bombs and calling people the C-word, and like just swearing her ass off, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, goddamn.
Well, Terra's not a very good game, so... I've
been having fun in it.
That's kind of
hey, okay, so
really?
people say that about TF2 as well, and this isn't just like random shitties here. No, seriously, I'm gonna keep the segues rolling tonight because I'm feeling them. I'm just like in that mode. Okay, I met a couple of people last week through social events in Houston, which actually exist. I was surprised to discover. That I said, hey, I hear you guys like competitive video games. You like watching StarCraft. Well, have you watched teamfortress.tv? And they were like, no. So I told them to go check it out. And this is the best kind of feedback that you can get is like people who don't watch but could, because they're the ones who will be very honest with you about like what they want to see. And these guys came back to me and said, don't like it. I was like, well, okay, why not? He was like, props to the casters, and this was, good on him. Props to the casters for keeping up with all that action and calling it effectively, but the game itself has problems. Like in StarCraft, I can see everything. It goes at a good pace. I've got this top-down view, so I understand what's going on. In TF2, the maps are made such that you just can't see what's going on. There's no top-down. There's no, like, I understand this map instantaneously just by seeing a bird's-eye view of it. It's very hard for the uninitiated to really figure out what's going on. So my question to you guys and everybody else here is that really a problem for us? Should we be looking at that?
Yes. You and I talked about it when we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do this week, and you said that you knew somebody who was tinkering with it, and this sounds like a job for Lang. Lang, we need a mini-map. Let's go. Would that help? I don't know. I
think it could use a mini map, but not for the players, for the spectators.
Yes.
Because it needs some sort of guidance there in terms of like there's so many players on the screen, and I've been watching different FPS games in terms of their casting, and they always go to the map and show, hey, like this is where everyone's laid out. This is like the way they're, this is what they're going for, and I don't know. It's tough though because it's not a game that's designed to be competitive.
Well, what about, and Sal also said this, what about like Counter-Strike Go has that thing where you can see like the silhouettes through the walls, so you're like walking in, if you're in the camera, you see like the gooey blue counter-terrorist little crouched there, and like,
oh, I know what's going on. Dramatic irony, is it dramatic irony or is it, no, it's dramatic irony.
I don't think there's any
Suspense,
irony.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Suspense, okay. Well,
there's a few points being brought up in chat that I'd like to just reply to. MattyBot says, casters should give a top-down overview of maps. It's impossible to give a top-down overview of maps because the scale at which the maps are done means if you go from top-down, you can't see a goddamn thing on the map.
Right.
Someone said more third person in camera. I'll let you go in a sec, Slin. More third person in cast, but the problem is when you're in third person, you can't see what the actual individual people are doing. And the thing about our game is that like we really want to focus on the individual people. Yeah, that's like the best part. And there was one other thing that I can't remember. So go, Slin, have fun.
Well, half of the game is just the shooting part, right? So I mean, you could go third person, but it's just not like it's interesting from a strategic perspective. But from actually being able to see what's going on, like it's more fun to see them. Speaking of, later tonight we're gonna be on with Sigma, and Sigma actually created a mod, if you guys recall, where you can actually view the map top down. I never got a chance to check it out myself, but it's probably somewhere on NATF2. But yeah, you can look at a top-down view of the map. It's really weird looking because there's no depth, especially when people are rocket jumping and stuff like that. But it's interesting, and maybe you guys can come check it out. I don't know if NATF2 is still alive, but it's around there somewhere. So.
This is the problem of when you go top down, you can't see anything. And the other point I wanted to make is when Sal brought this up originally, the thing that is hardest for us as casters is to understand what the hell is going on the map. Like, so of course it's going to be a problem for the viewers. Like, we miss so much stuff just because we can only see like a little area at any given time.
Yeah, so you try to use your experience to sort of kind of guide, like, well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a fight here, so I'm going to go look over there. But on the, in the meantime, I'm wrong, and the fight's happening over here, or someone quickly has gone sniper and has gotten the most important headshot in the history of TF2, and you miss it, and you're like, ah! But what Sal's saying and what it would look like, guys, is you'd have, like, literally your stream, right? So it'd have, like, just a regular stream, and then, like, in your lower left corner, you'd have the mini-map, just like in a MOBA game. Right. And you could see... I don't know, like what
faces, maybe like little symbols.
Yeah, like maybe like a little S walking around
a sniper. If I had seen a prototype version of something like this, and hypothetically, if somebody was working on one right now and had decided they wanted to show it to me, I might be on fully charged sometime soon to show it off eventually. If they had been working on that, what they would have done was just little team colored dots with the names above them.
Okay.
And it actually seems like it works pretty well. I mean, hypothetically, seems like it would work pretty well.
Well, yeah, related to... Oh, go for it.
Maybe you could even have, like... Because I know, as like when I cast now, when I first started out casting, I would just cast like everyone knew just as much TF2 as I do. So I'd be like, all right, they're going to push out a cheese and go down towards some other name in a map that no one knows but me, or in, like, 5% of our viewership. But, when I started, it was only 4 players. But now I'm always trying to say, well, we call this area... so-and-so. Like, right. This is Saw Room where logs are turned into boards. We should never be allowed to cast again, DJC, after that specific...
Probably not, no.
They should just take...
Eminem is rapping right now. It's a good time.
Oh, it's terrible. But maybe you could have, like, a little, like, in white text, like, hey, here's this person, like, this is Saw Room or whatever.
Yep.
But I don't know. Slin, you were about to say something.
Well, I was saying, in terms of camera work, something DJC's been doing recently was actually like casting and doing the camera work at the same time, which can be a nightmare because as a cameraman, you want to just be keeping it steady on one POV at a time. If you're flicking around, it makes people dizzy. But at the same time, as the caster, if you're only looking at one POV, it's hard to tell what the heck is going on without a mini-map. So, I don't know if DJC can speak about that. But...
I'm sorry, we got to see that at I-46.
Speak about what? Sorry?
Oh, man.
It's Steam typing.
Yeah.
The best part of I-46 was when...
it went down.
Yeah. It was Arcs Beta, who are like the big casting duo in Europe that's not DJC and Admirable, but they were the ones live on the camera, and so Beta was doing all the camera work, and you see him, really into it, like plugging away through all his binds. He was doing it both hands on the keyboard, which I thought was really interesting. Yeah. But then he crashed, so they had to go over to
Beta Arcs, right?
To Arcs computer, and all of a sudden he's just like, oh my god!
Yeah, and he's got like this shaky hand, 30 cups of coffee syndrome going on. Like you can literally see his camera twitching. Like and what I've been doing is
history. He's just like, ah!
Yeah, there's like a program thing that someone made ages ago that auto binds your like set keys into watching like positions 0 through 5 on red team and blue team, and they're really nice. It's hard to get used to because like on a server switch, it changes them all around, like stuff like that. And it's hard to remember, like, when I'm in the heat of the moment and cbear says, like, boink's name, I'm like, what the hell number is boink? 5, 6, 1, 1, 1, it's 1! Where's 1? Oh, God! And it's really difficult to get there in time. But it does help. I think it helps a ton. Yeah, and I know I got a lot of good feedback after the first cast we did with that, just because people were like, wow, I can actually see what you're talking about. It's really nice. Because, like, we're kind of a game that needs a dedicated observer, whether that observer is someone casting or someone who is not casting.
And every game, StarCraft or anything else, where you can have independent spectator points of view, if you don't have at least one of the casters also running the camera for the viewer, you get weird stuff going on. Even StarCraft. I've seen this happen before where, like, you'll have two separate casters and one of them's like, oh, but look at this, and the cameraman just doesn't want to go there. And then it's, nobody in the audience can see what the hell is going on, and you're like, well, I would love to see what this guy is ranting about, but I can't. So that's a difficult problem. You can solve it by standardizing everything, right? You could use Sigma's huge status monitor and just have the whole casting crew be watching the same image from that, which wouldn't be bad.
But the problem with that is that it like counts points that aren't explicitly combat points. So we're gonna see like, oh man, this dude got a bunch of points right here. He extinguished someone and he capped a point. Oh man, he defended a point afterwards. It was sick. He got 7 points. So we just watch like a pyro sitting there air blasting his burning medic, and then he air blasts a scout off a point and caps it. Like, there are problems with that. I think it would be, I don't know.
Well, but like people like seeing the pyros, so that's fair. Okay, that's actually
yeah. DJ,
a little. Sigma said it was a long time ago, but Sigma was talking about refining that and maybe making it better, seeing if you could directly read from the log files being written to the server. But he's busy with other stuff, so he can't really do that.
ESEA doesn't release log files.
No, it's not even that. You can read the data from the log files as it's being written to the server, apparently.
I think his recent version looks at your game info, which basically only shows your frag count, and then reads that on a 90-second delay. Like, it'll see it happen, and then 90 seconds later it'll tell you. So I think it needs to be more experimenting with that, but it's definitely doable.
Lang talked about using that in his cast, and then, haha, get trolled by college internet, Lang. Ruined.
Yeah. Go ahead, Slin.
I think Lang. I mean, even though like you can go around to different perspectives, like it's just like StarCraft, where there's so many different things happening around the map at once that there's no way the camera can possibly follow what the player is doing at all times. And even if you go to free cam, it's not professional looking. It's shaky. There's people who've tried it in the past, and it's just not. It doesn't always pull off right. I mean, sometimes you want to look at it for mids. But I don't know what you guys think about the free cam. I think it's.
I don't like it.
I don't know. I dabbled a little bit in doing my own camera work, and it's like, I will never do it unless I absolutely 100% have to, because it's just like I can't do both. Like, what is a good shot? Especially when I'm casting, I'm clicking through everything at the speed of light, man, and no one wants to see that. I'm just like, like where's everything? Like literally the speed of light. It's just like.
The only time I really ever use free cam is Highlander.
Yeah.
Because in that instance, Highlander's not as much focused on like the skill shots, because you don't have 2 soldiers and 2 demo men and 2 scouts for meat shots, whatever. One demo man, whatever. It's much more about the dynamics of the push, and you kind of have to go free cam a lot more.
I was going to ask you, because DJC is doing the double now, and so are you, Sal. And I don't think you cast Highlander, Slin, but I don't know.
You guys considering actually, so we'll see how it goes.
Outside of it being really long on some of the PL maps, like TJC casted the Syndicate versus Menace to Society.
I wanted to die.
And that was like the second round. The Syndicate pulled off like an 18-minute total time in like the stopwatch, and that was obviously not going to lose. So we're going to go to the round 3, and at that point it was like 50 minutes when that happened. I was like, oh my god. So outside of the ridiculous length of time, what are the other challenges? Because like. It seems like DJC and his co-caster are always kind of fighting each other because they're looking at different spots in the map, and it's like big important fights happening over here, equally big and important fights happening down here.
You just have to acknowledge, like, you don't want to fight each other, So if DJC and is DJC, are you on the camera for those?
Yeah, I do camera, and Pudding's the co-caster.
With Pudding, then Pudding just needs to acknowledge that he's not the one doing the camera, so he needs to be like, just so you know, there's also this thing happening over here, and this is going to contribute to the push because of this. But like, he shouldn't be like, oh, you should be watching this, because you would, as DJC on the camera, he might have to click like 9 times just to find that camera.
I have binds now. It's
18 binds around your keyboard.
Yeah, seriously.
No way.
I did the camera for the Badwater, and I'm like, okay, I got all my binds. I actually had like a list of who was bound to which key next to it that I wrote out.
Really like taped up my monitor?
And then I literally never looked at Stabby's perspective ever, or the enemy spy Jero, because it never came up. I'm like, okay, there's a fight. The way Highlander is, there's always a fight going on at a choke, always a fight going on at the first flank, and always a fight at the second
stuff
flank.
Happening in the flank.
Yeah, and there's stuff in the middle, and it's like, okay, I am always the 2 demos are going to be spamming each other. Always like The soldiers are going to be trying to find space in. The spies are always going to be trying to get behind. There's two snipers who were great in that game, Marissa and Jake. Like, I'm sitting there like, okay, who the hell do I watch right now? I defaulted to 1, 4, 6, 7, 8 was like, for one team was like, demo, soldier, scout, sniper, and something. Like, it's like, I had to just remember those numbers in my mind. And in any default situation, I would say, okay, if I hit 1, 4, or 6, someone's going to be in the main fight. If I hit 7 or 8, they're going to be in the flank fight. Let's do this.
There you go.
And I prayed.
The one critique that I would have had for you was that, like, 40% of your viewers were there to see stabby. So
yeah, I felt
it's like
so
if you're
bad
casting
after.
a Star game and you never go to Star's cam. It's like
I didn't know he'd send his viewers over to us, and I felt bad afterwards. But I literally never went to him because
rabid stabby.
there are so many points, especially on Bad Order. Like the way Bad Order plays out, I got to play it last season. Like there's just no time to look at any of the transition classes or the like. You're gonna be watching the snipers because everyone's trying to push through that one choke all the time on Bad Water. You have to watch the demo man because they impact everything so much. As you saw, Zalox and Mangachu had amazing games. You have to check out like the soldiers, like because Snake and Adamus were like doing a ton. Like there's heavies trying to get involved in the play, like Panic, aka Flamingo, and Arthur did so much, and like and Harblue, like the way he plays medic, people want to see that, and it's like so exciting. And you need to check Hildreth to see what his percentage is. And I'm bouncing back and forth. It's like, okay, I'm never gonna watch the engineers
while trying to talk too.
They're engineers. Yeah, it's like it's so hard. I just literally forgot Stabby was bound to like the 3 key, and I never went to him.
But to be fair, I think you did a really nice job on the cast because I was watching it. I'm actually backing up for the Syndicate now, and I was watching the match, and you did a really nice job just juggling different viewpoints and looking around at that. And I personally really like the cast. So, but the tricky part is, of course, that every single player has a role, and whether it's a small role or a larger role, I mean, even the engineer can do something, you know. So that gets tough.
Like in 6v6, it's a big problem too. It's like, how do we show what every player is doing? Because roamers aren't always going to make the like spectacular highlight plays. Like,
but when they do, we're probably going to miss it and feel awful afterwards. But like
when Tag jumped in.
Yeah, when Tag killed like the entire combo, and me and C, I was
and
like,
got out, and we were like. Yeah, and you were like, Sentry Gun placement, man. It's so nice, Tag.
Yeah.
The biggest double of the season.
I felt like Leo Geo afterwards. I was like, a little bit of medicine. It's like,
so
and in Highlander,
oh, God.
with 8 players, like, my priority list on who to watch in Highlander is, at the bottom are going to be the engineers and the pyros. Up next is probably going to be the heavies, like the medics, and the spies are in there, but on Bad Water, it's just like, well, I can't really watch the spies, so people have to get, like, pushed to the bottom of the priority list. Like, okay, I'm going to hit 1 7,000 times this game because that's Zalox. I'm going to hit 2 a lot as well because that's and Marissa. I'm probably not going to hit 8 and 9 so much because it's Geosis and Light Off.
It sounds like the mini-map would be, like, especially the way Sal laid it out, with, like, all the classes or the names popping up above them, especially, for, like, that sounds like something that would be great for Highlander, especially. Like, 66 would be great and helpful, you know, if feasible. I don't even know if it's possible, like, how you would do that. You know, like, I know nothing about it. I don't know that we don't even, like, we'll have this dude, apparently, who's working on it, and he can tell us how this has happened, but for Highlander, it seems really good. Yeah, what?
Real quick, Slumber397 in chat said, "Take care, comb your hair." Yes, I miss Leo Geo so much.
He used to say that. I remember that.
Yeah, he did. I remember that the second I read it, I was like, "Oh my god, I just miss him. I miss him."
You know, without Leo Geo, I wouldn't be casting. The first time that I ever casted a game, we got pre-gamed this fully charged. We kind of talked. Maybe we throw a little like why we started casting or how. Aside from being a big theater nerd, which I am, and doing improv and liking performance and liking doing this crap, we watched Leo Geo.
And make no mistake, it's crap.
And he was like the only real caster back then. There was like some other guys who did a little bit. Thanks, Sal.
Hey, I'm including myself in that diagnosis.
Okay, we are, yes. But Leo Geo had this really cheesy way of saying it. And these top 10 videos came out where he had these just hilarious one-liners that he would say, like, there'd be a clip of like a demoman hitting 2 pipes in a row, like an air pipe or something. And he'd be like, 1 pipe, 2 pipe, a little bit of medicine. And we would just replay it over and over again and laugh because it was so funny. And we started playing a lot of late night pugs back when I played, and I would just sit some of them out, and then I would sit in spec, and I would just do a bad Leo Geo impersonation and cast over in-game what was going on, like, oh, CB is going to hit 1 scatter shot, giving him a little bit of bullet damage, and it was just so bad. But then that somehow, now I cast 3 nights.
And it was like It was really good exposure for MG at the time too. Like somehow, because you would do MG lobbies and you would put
Yes!
casted by cbear and Bloodsire, and people would show up. There were like these random people who were like sub pub players that we like had never heard of in our lives who would show up just to get casted. It was great.
Sweet.
Like, and then cbear was into casting, and he was doing MG with CB and Bloodsire, and Sal is like bed bugs in his eyeballs right now, trying to eat away at his skull.
Yeah,
and I was like
really
sitting there. I was sitting there, and I was talking to cbear about casting in general. I'm like, yo, everybody sucks. Just let me cast. I'm actually smart. Let's do this.
Yep.
And then finally, after cbear's big worry for the longest time, because my casting voice is like very excited and like I have to like kind of raise myself up to a different level. My talking voice is like this, and I sound like I want to die all the time. Like
it was worse back then, to be fair.
Yeah, it was terrible
my
back
concern.
then.
I always fought to get you to do more casts, but CB was like, "No, man, he's too depressing. He'll
drive away viewers."
I was like, "We have 100 viewers, all right? Just let the guy cast, for Christ's sake." We didn't even have a stream back then. We would just have people come into our mumble, and we would yell at them for an hour and say stupid things, and then they'd go away.
You got to give people what they want, man. You can't just like have some opinion and be like, "Oh no, they don't want to see this guy," because you got to give them a chance. And if that's the case, then your viewers will tell you that. You don't have to have your own opinion about that shit.
Someone should link in here. I think someone just did. I'm going to make sure. Oh, this is Vinny the Boss. Vinny the Boss, also a great historical TF2 person now. Now he's trying to support his 7 kids in cocaine habit. But
okay.
No, what? Come on. How dare I love him. He's still on my friends list. He's the man.
He's the boss.
Oh, someone should link those Push Gaming. That's what they're called. Push Gaming top 10s.
Yeah, those are great.
And Be the Boss, because they were hilarious and worth your time to watch, especially just to see how bad TF2 was back then. It's like, oh, a double scout kill. Number 8 top 10 list.
cbear had a clip in there that was like a double air shot on CP well. That was like a guy not air strafing straight up in the sky.
It was like a TR walkway bot air shot. I was like, peace, idiot.
You know who else was like the greatest casting combo? I remember one time DJ59 and Mulk casted. They were awful. They were off. I spent the entire time like rolling over on the floor, laughing my ass off, like big belly laughs. Just dying. Like I wish we had more people who were like.
Sal, do you remember this crap? Like, is this going way over your head? Do you remember Mulk? How can you forget about Mulk? He was the guy who was like really into.
I've only been doing this for like a year and.
He would like brawl at you during cast. Like, you got the heart of a tiger.
Okay. While we're here, I'm gonna give a shout out. There's a European caster named Adoc who's from Georgia. He is the most entertaining caster I have heard in like 5 years of TF2 because he has like the most unique voice. Someone said he sounds like a lawnmower that's getting like increasingly more amped up over time. His calls are amazing. He's like just into TF2 and he's like really hyped about it and he wants to get so good. He like added me like, can you give me mentoring tips on how to cast? I'm like, I guess. But like he is so excited. His name is Adoc, Eydok.
Oh yeah. He's a German guy.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's Georgian, not German.
Oh,
okay. He's Georgian.
His
voice sounds like this, and he's like, oh, he's trying to defuse the bomb. Oh, is he gonna? It's so good. Like it's amazing. It's like it's so great. He casts like CS:GO and League of Legends, and they found TF2, and he started getting into it, and he's done like a few casts for vanilla TV, and he's trying to do more. And like people like him, we should support because he's so entertaining. And like he fits like a weird niche, and he doesn't like know a lot about competitive TF2, but he's like so good at hyping and doing that stuff. It's great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've seen one of Adoc's things, and I was like, yeah, this guy, he's going places.
I always try and encourage people to get into TF2 casting because I always think that there's people out there who run really great looking streams, and they can definitely do themselves. There's so much TF2 to be casted that's not being covered by Team Fortress TV or Sal or anyone else, and why not? Just it'll get you out there to watch more games, which is always a good thing. Yeah. And
that's why I miss EXTV, the capital X, because they provide a platform for people who are new to casting to get into it and make somewhat of a name for themselves. Because otherwise, you have people that are just casting on their own channel for like 5 people.
Yeah,
no one knows.
Putting it on. Well, that's the thing is that like people are going to have to start taking more initiative on marketing their own stuff now.
That's true.
And getting their friends to watch and getting their friends to help market for them. Because on Team Fortress TV, as long as you put your stuff on the channel, you'll show up as a person who is streaming on Team Fortress TV. You're part of the team. But that doesn't mean you're going to get a lot of viewers unless you've not only got a decently good product, but you're building a community and you're building a group of people that want to come see you again and again. So you have to tell people, hey, go tell people. If you like me, tell other people to like me.
Exactly. And then, you know, like all four of us are completely down to listen, watch, to give feedback, and to push you guys on our platforms and say, hey, check this dude out or this gal out. They're doing some TF2 stuff and it's awesome. Here's the link.
Like the only thing we can't do right now is have like we specifically are covering invite things, and we don't have like some huge stable of people. We don't always have 2 cameramen available. We don't have a second stream set up. We just don't like. I know people want to see like I am an open coverage of TFTV, and I'm sure it's going to come someday. We're just not right now like equipped to do that. And if we get like people who want to cast and like want to come forward and do camera, maybe we could. Maybe I don't know if Enigma like wants that right now. If he's ready to
trying to keep it small.
You know, well, not keep it small necessarily, because it would be cool if it was huge and still quality. But the issue is, in my eyes, is just making sure you maintain a really high standard of quality for Team Fortress TV. So you want your casters to be really knowledgeable and have had a lot of experience casting. And so once somebody does that on his own and he says, look, I've built up my own following and I've shown that I've played at a high level, or I know the game really well, and I'm an entertaining caster and whatever, then, you know, then Enigma might reach out and say, hey, dude, come cast with cbear and DJC, or, you know, if you're already doing it on their channel, then just do it on Team Fortress TV. But you need to be a high quality caster, I think, if you're going to be casting the invite stuff, at least at the quality level of cbear, which, you know, admittedly is not that high. But
I mean, any idiot can do that, man. You just gotta get real drunk before. Have a really psycho neighbor who likes to
have a cat with a shaved asshole, and like that. Those 3 things, you'll be perfect for casting.
I'm looking at chat right now, and someone's saying, you know, asking if XTV is still alive. And they most definitely are still alive. Yeah, they're doing post-produced mostly. But there's still a lot of people out there who are still casting for XTV, and definitely reach out to them. And
I do have several work-in-progress videos right now that Luke is working on for that documentary, and I swear, like, if he keeps it up at this rate, it will probably be done by, like, March or April. So we'll have that product out there. He's put the teaser out there already. So, yes, XTV's doing stuff, especially Luke, just hard at work on the documentary. And he, for instance... we wanted to make sure this documentary would appeal to people who didn't understand TF2, so we put in a section about like the intro to, you know, the basic competitive TF2 mechanics, and he made the animations to that look so perfectly good that I was just like, dude, just send that to Valve. I'm sure they'll want to use it as like training for TF2. So it's going to be pretty amazing, in my opinion.
By the way, okay, I was going to say while you were talking, that does sound great. Someone, while Slin was talking, said, is he wearing an effing earring? No, it's got earbuds in, guys.
Yeah, no, yeah, these are...
What would be wrong with him wearing an earring?
I don't know. The guy doesn't like earrings on Asian men. I don't know. But
and while we're teasing stuff that's going to come in the future, you might want to look out on Team Fortress TV, maybe about next week, maybe Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday. Things happening. Very likely.
Can you?
I'll tell you about it afterwards. I can't say it on air.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Why am I always the last one to know about these things?
You're always at work. You've had bed bugs for a week and like it's wasted and stuff.
By the way, we are approaching an hour, so we should probably wrap it up. I think we should probably do this again. This was fun, and there's still more that I want to talk about that we didn't get to.
On later tonight.
Well, we will be on later tonight, so don't... I mean, we'll be on the ESEA stream, not this one. But you should definitely watch those matches, because they're going to be really important and fun. And the mad scientist of TF2, Mr. Sigma, is going to be there to cast and to put potions into other vials and make smoke come out and then throw them and turn them into TF2 things.
I thought he was going to raise, you know, his own, like, Frankenstein monster this time, but apparently it's just the chemistry today, so whatever.
He's got hair that I'm so jealous of that just goes
I know.
like,
oh, dude, that's true.
Oh my god, I wish I had that hair. His and Lang's hair is just, Lang's hair is always like perfectly coiffed.
I say Lang's got the nerd fro.
So we didn't apparently ask any of the questions that were in the actual question thread. I didn't see the question thread today. So
there weren't that many, but we'll do this again, guys. We're gonna have
a chat question real quick. DJC, are you streaming your match? Yes. Twitch.tv/DearJohnCarter.
Don't take our viewers.
Damn.
There you
30
go.
minutes
There's your
classic.
Watch us. Have our window open.
Look, while we're doing shameless plugs of the day, subscribe right here to Twitch TV/TeamFortress.tv, because if you hit that subscription button, you are helping pay the casters, pay the upkeep of the Team Fortress TV website, and you get to use the faces. Everybody wants to use the faces.
Right now. What's Truck?
No, it's Kurt.
Kurt. I love Kurtz. It's so good. The eyes are the best. It's like, whoa. Okay, okay, so we're going to give away hats before this. Next week, if you're watching on the VOD, hopefully we'll have Infinite and the UGC man here, and I'm going to punch them both. That's 1-2 right there. Bam, bam.
He's going to get his boxing gloves out.
Sal's going to mediate the two of us, and then I'll try to figure out why we hate 6v6.
There you go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You've just wasted another hour listening to Fully Charged here on Team Fortress TV, and you're going to waste another hour or two later tonight because there's going to be a cast going on. Some pretty exciting casts, actually. So we'll be right back with the hat giveaway, but of course, if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, you're not going to see that because we're breaking the VOD right now.